Hi folks, this is a quick overview video so that you know the tools that are available to you for the robot hand project, as well as to help you decide which one of the tools you want to use to get your motion on your robot hand. So each of your groups has this bin here. Let's walk through the different items in there. Okay, first thing that you're going to have is you're going to want to pull out everything and just make sure that you have all of the supplies. So first, let's start with the servo motors here. You should have at least 2 servo motors, as well as a packet of the servo rotors, fans, whatever you want to call them. So you should have 2 plus that packet, okay? You should also have a set of alligator to pin wires, okay? So here, this thing right here is called an alligator clip end, and then this is a wire end. So you should have like 3 red and like 3 black. You may need to get more, and you can always come up and find some more, okay? Over on the other side here, you should have a set of jumper wires, and those jumper wires are pin to pin ends. You should have like 3 black, 3 red, and 3 of some other color. So it might be white, might be yellow, whatever it is. Again, if you need more, come up and get some. Going from there, you will have your microbit supplies. So really the main thing that you need for your microbit supplies are the micro USB cable as well as the microbit. You probably won't need to use the battery pack, although it's in there with your supplies. The other thing that you may see is this thing called a basic bit. If you don't see it, don't worry. You can ask us if we have those ready for you yet, but if not, you can still continue on with the project. Last but not least, you will see an Arduino as well as the Arduino cable, okay? So just make sure that you've got those supplies. If you need additional ones, come up and get some from us. And you may find that as you're doing your project, you may need more supplies. So that's totally fine. Okay, let's talk through the pros and cons. So now you've got to think about which one of these things, the microbit or the Arduino, do I want to use to control my servo motors to get my robot hand to move? Let's talk about the pros and cons of the microbit. So first of all, you're familiar with it. You're familiar with the programming screen that you use. You're not going to use the app to program this, but you're going to use it on a web app on a laptop. So you're familiar with it, though. You know how it works. You know generally how to get code to get onto the microbit. It's an easy connection in terms of setting things up with the servo. And ideally, it is great for 1 to 2 servos. So if you've got 1 to 2 servos on your hand from your prototype, you can see that you're going to need 1 to 2 servos. This is really the way that you want to go. The cons, though, are it doesn't have too much power, which is connected to this second point right here. There's really a limited number of servos you can have. I mean, like at the most, you can have 3 servos on there. And even at 3 servos, it's not going to move the servos with as much power. So that's the biggest con. So you've got to look at your prototype and decide, is the microbit going to work for mine or not? If the microbit is not going to work, you're going to have to move on to the Arduino. So the pros of the Arduino is you can get 3 or more servos on there. You can get plenty on there. And the Arduino provides plenty of power for your servos as well. Now, there are some cons that are kind of big cons. It is definitely more complicated in terms of wiring, and it's also more complicated to code because you're going to be able to code with blocks, but then you're going to have to transfer that code through some different IDEs or coding software that you're going to have to use. So again, look at your prototype, decide which device that you need to use, because then that will lead you into deciding which tutorial to follow going forward.